All right, people. Australia is making the same mistakes that the Europeans made and our cultural ancestor, the UK, made some 20, 30 years ago in the name of multiculturalism. And what's happening to those countries? Just let me give you a little snapshot of that, okay? Multiculturalism has completely failed in the West. This was London just a few days ago after Morocco was ousted by France. That had nothing to do with England. Hordes of Muslim men rioting in London, and their police couldn't even take control of the situation, and they were chased out of this area. Every second week or so, every other week, you've got terrorist attacks taking place. Here, this guy is a 45-year-old Muslim immigrant who stabbed 2 Jewish people in London. That happened last month. This was Paris just yesterday. This was Paris again after France ousted Morocco. Look at this. All in the name of multiculturalism. Isn't multiculturalism beautiful? Look at this. This isn't Beirut or Tehran. This is France. Look at this. This is France. And it's not the French people doing this. We are somewhat shielded from this here in Australia, but not by much. Because we have these politicians telling us how multiculturalism enriches us. Listen to this guy, Chris Minns.
Multiculturalism is a really important part of modern Australia, and it means that it is the best way. It is the best way of ensuring that we can live together and not just.
We live together. This is how they live together, guys. I just showed you how they live together. This is how they live together. This is France. Their politician used the same language. They said the same thing. Let's live together. Look at them. Look. Taking it out on an innocent bus station, or bus stop, sorry. They just broke it. Just destroyed it. No reason. Look at this. This is Belfast. And it's not only the immigrants who are acting out, even the natives, they become angry because they push them against the wall, so they react too. Look at this. This is the Northern Islanders reacting after an African asylum seeker attempted to behead a Scottish man in Belfast. So the locals reacted. And look at this. Look at these hordes of Muslims, born and raised in England, by the way. This is the second and third generation Muslims provoking ordinary Christians who are just holding their Christian march. Look at them. Look at this monkey jumping up and down. Look at this. And we have seen a little bit of that right here in Australia, haven't we? We've seen that in Australia. Look at this. This is Australia. Why? That's what Chris Minns is talking about. Oh, we can live side by side. There's nothing to see here. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? And it's not just the Muslims. Look at this. Our food courts now. Oh, sorry. No, that's too violent. I can't play you this video. This is a video of a teenager who was chased inside this house. I think this house belonged to his friends. The boy was from Manda, a white boy. He was chased into this house, and a group of these African youth stabbed him some 20 times, bludgeoned him with a blunt object some 36 times or something, and killed him. And guess what? Our woke judges didn't even give them any custodial sentences. Maybe, I don't know the details, but something minor. Look at this. Look at this. That's what our food courts look like now. War zones. All in the name of multiculturalism, okay? All in the name of multiculturalism. But so let's listen to the rest of Chris Minns' pathetic speech about multiculturalism.
To tolerate one another. Multiculturalism is a really important part of modern Australia, and it means that it is the best way. It is the best way of ensuring that we can live together and not just tolerate one another, but respect other cultures. Now,
which part of their culture he wants us to respect? FGM? Honor culture? That has happened here in Australia too. Cousin marriage? Child marriage? Wife beating? Acid thrown in the faces of those women they don't like? London became the asset capital of the world. And let me give you a hint. It wasn't the native Londoners. It wasn't the white people. Terrorism, their hatred for Jews and Christians, them firebombing our strip clubs, nightclubs, discos, brothels. Should we love that? Should we respect that? Should we tolerate that? Which part of their culture he wants us to respect? These people will never go away, guys. They will keep gaslighting you until Australia looks as destroyed as France or Europe. These guys are never going to rest. They will keep gaslighting you. They will destroy Australia. And I, as a first-generation migrant, I, as someone who is well aware of their culture, I have written a book on this subject. I know Islam. I know these people. I, as someone who knows this, it breaks my heart to see this. This is going to be the future of Australia. These people are never going to stop.
I think that there's been an emphasis on difference as part of that multicultural story, and often that's used as a battering ram by right-wing politicians.
A battering ram by right-wing politicians. I am using that as a battering ram. I, as an immigrant from that same culture that he's trying to defend.
Part of the multicultural story is also not the differences between our cultures, but the things that we have in common here in Australia.
Yeah. What do we have in common with the Islamists? The chant, Khaybar Khaybar Ya Yahud. You know what that means? That means what Muhammad did at Khaybar with the Jews, the Yahudis, we're going to do that here in Australia. They bring in their centuries-old grievances, their disputes to Australia, to the Western world, along with all the other things that I just mentioned. FGM, honor culture, child marriage, cousin marriage, retardation, all that BS. All of that. Homophobia, of course. Yeah, that's another big one. Is that what we have in common with these people? What does it mean by in common? Let me show you Pew survey. This is Pew, guys. This is Pew. This is not me. This is not some random far right-wing politician telling you this. This is Pew, a credible study. Favor or oppose making Sharia the law of the land? Okay, let's get to the business end of the country. Afghanistan, 99% of Afghans want Sharia to be the law of the land. What do you think when more and more Afghans come to Australia? Do you think they're going to leave these beliefs behind at the airport? Is that what happens? Clearly not. Pakistan, 84%. I was born in Pakistan. I know this country better than any other country. Bangladesh, 82%. It's actually gone up in Bangladesh since then because there's been an Islamic revolution in Bangladesh. I actually got a letter from a Bangladeshi Muslim girl. Let me see if I can find that. I actually promised her that I'm going to read that to my audience. And she strictly told me to make sure her identity is hidden. Okay, there it is. I said, dear I'll read your message, and of course I'll hide your identity. Hey Harris, I hope you'll read this. I'm an 18-year-old girl from Bangladesh who's currently in high school. Most Bangladeshi people go abroad and settle in countries like the US, UK, Australia, and Europe. Bangladesh is now a 92% Muslim country. And let me remind you, it used to be only 80%. 20% used to be Hindus, all wiped out. And we have Aboriginal people here who are getting exploited by these people. These people say, oh, we are against colonialism. We stand with our Aboriginal people. They don't. Muslims don't care about any community. They don't care. There's a famous saying about them. Muslims want secular and liberal democracies when they're in minority. They want minority rights. But once they become a majority, there are no minority rights. Bangladesh has become a horrible country after the July 2024 revolution, which happened to remove Sheikh Hasina, who was a dictator. We can now see the actual extremism here. Yes, Hasina was a very bad dictator, but she kept the radicalism under control, which was one good thing. These are some facts about Bangladesh in 2026. Islamic extremism is at its peak. The situation for women is very bad. It has become extremely misogynistic. After July, women have been harassed on the streets because of their clothing. One woman at Bangladesh top university, see, these are university-going people, the University of Dhaka, was severely harassed for not wearing a hijab or orna, a large scarf worn over the chest. She was wearing very modest clothes, by the way. When people arrested the harasser, Islamic extremists went there and got him released. There are many incidents like this happening to women. And we have these Western feminist idiots simping for these people, guys. Women are being slut-shamed for no reason, both online and offline. It doesn't matter how modestly they're dressed. By the way, this woman who wrote to me is a Muslim woman. She's not an atheist. She's not an ex-Muslim. She's a moderate lipstick Muslim. It doesn't matter how modestly they're dressed. When I go outside, I see almost every woman wearing a burqa, the full ninja bin bag. They call university-going women sluts. They say women who attend universities engage in free mixing and are characterless. That's just a little... Her message is really, really long. If you think I'm exaggerating, I wish I could show you the Facebook post made by Bangladeshi men. I totally get it, guys. I totally buy that. This is why I'm showing you this Pew study. Look at this. 99, 90, 84, 82, Bangladesh, Iraqi 91%. These people want Sharia. What do you think will happen when they come here? And we have these... Guys, I wish I could swear. I wish I could swear. I could cuss him out, but I know I have a very mature audience and they don't like me to cuss. I cannot tell you how much I hate these people. They are literally gambling with your future. The West created the greatest civilization known to mankind and then it gave rise to these idiots who say, yeah, come take it. Take it. It's all yours.
Like democracy, respect for women,
the respectful women they have.
Freedom of expression and freedom
of expression. 13 countries will have me killed just because. Why? I say Islam is a fake religion. I'm no longer a Muslim. I cannot go to my shithole of a country, Pakistan. I can't go out. The first thing that's going to happen to me, I'll be lynched by a mob at the airport, wherever I land, or I'll be arrested and put in prison for life. And he's telling us that, there's a lot in common with them. You traitor.
Speech, and that has to be a necessary part of the multicultural story. But I think we can get that balance right. Hasn't always been perfect in Australia, but you go around the world, you go to any other country around the world, and they will tell you, if they've spent any time in our country, we've got the best model.
We haven't got the best model, you idiot. The only reason why we are doing better than the UK or France or Germany is because we have less multiculturalism. That's the only reason we are doing better. They will stop at nothing, guys. They will stop at absolutely nothing. And look at this. It's not all innocent. It's not all holy. It's not all in the name of, it's the right thing to do. Look, there's a political angle to this. Listen to them. Sometimes they spell out the truth. They accidentally slip out the truth.
Certainly did. On that multicultural question, I just found that so fascinating. Here we have in Australia about 1 million Indian Australians. In the midst of a debate about multiculturalism versus monoculturalism, the PM just leant right into it, didn't he? He was like, we're a multicultural nation, you belong here. He wants to make all of those Indian Australians his voters, right?
Yeah, well, we are. And I mean, it's sort of a statement of the obvious to a certain extent.
And yet it's been contested.
Yeah, but also there's an electoral advantage there as well for the Prime Minister to bring that diaspora on side. As you say, I mean...
Yeah, that's the goal.
Indians in Australia, obviously not all of them have voting rights, but still, it's a hugely important demographic.
Yeah, 30.
They want to capture that demography. And guess what? Guess what, guys? Because I, for the life of me, cannot work out. I'm an immigrant. I don't want Australia to become Pakistan. I don't want it. And I can assure you, I made a video recently criticizing the swarming of Australia by Indians. And read the comments. A lot of Indians were actually appreciating that video. I was a little bit scared. I was like, because I like India. I have enormous respect for India because the same way I have enormous respect for Israel, because I know these two cultures understand Islamism and the threat it poses, and they're fighting. India is the only country that was colonized by Muslims, but the culture survived. Persian culture did not survive. Egyptian culture did not survive. All of the North Africa, they had indigenous cultures. None of them survived. India survived, which is why I have enormous respect for India. But does that mean I want Australia to become India? No, I don't want that. And decent Indians will tell you the same thing, which is the reason why. Look at this. Look at this latest poll. Even immigrants are not voting. This mindless mass migration. Look at this. Other languages at home, 35%. So if we look at people who speak other languages at home, 35% of those people are voting for one nation. Only 21% of them are voting for Labour, and 21% are voting for the Greens. Together, they obviously make up the most. They make up 42%. But if you include the coalition, then 35 plus 16, what's that? That's good, 47%. So 47%. So the vast majority of people with immigrant backgrounds are voting for either the coalition or majorly one nation. You know why? Because those immigrants also understand that we left our countries behind to become part of this country, not turn this country into the shithole that we left behind. And it's perfectly fine for Australia to remain Australia. And again, you know what? We don't have to apologize for it. You don't have to apologize for it. Say it unashamedly, unapologetically. Stay loyal to this country. I don't want Australia to become anything other than Australia. Definitely, I don't want Australia to become Islamic or get inundated with Muslim migrants. I showed you what happens. So these people are going to stop at absolutely nothing, guys. They're going to stop at absolutely nothing. They will destroy Australia. Look at the kind of people we're bringing in. Look at this. Obviously, can't show you this. Australian ISIS bride Raynan Al-Huli allegedly taught her toddlers how to slaughter infidels. And this Raynan Al-Huli, she's come back to Australia. These are the people we're bringing back. Who do you think? What do you think these kids are going to grow up to be? Are they going to become the next Kylie Minogues or Steve Irwins? No. They're going to become the next Anjem Chowdhuries, the next Osama bin Ladens. They're fucking this country up.